What if the smartest person in the room was the one who knew nothing? Imagine the possibilities. Think about that for a moment. In a world where knowledge is power, what if true wisdom lies in the ability to empty one's mind? To approach each moment with a fresh perspective, free from preconceived notions and biases. This is the essence of the Zen philosophy. An empty cup can be filled with endless possibilities. In a world where everyone is trying to be heard, trying to make their mark, trying to be the expert, the one with all the answers, trying to be the smartest, the most knowledgeable, what if the real power came from not knowing? I know, it sounds strange. We've been taught that knowledge is power, that having the right answers is what matters, that confidence and certainty get us ahead. But what if there's another way? But what if holding on too tightly to what we think we know is actually holding us back? What if the key to true wisdom, real growth, deep understanding, lies not in the accumulation of knowledge but in the willingness to let go of preconceived notions? Imagine an empty cup, ready to be filled with new insights. True wisdom is found not in filling ourselves up, but in emptying ourselves first. Stay with me, this is a story you'll never forget. It will change your perspective forever. Imagine yourself in a tranquil Japanese garden at sunrise, the air filled with the scent of cherry blossoms. Picture a serene mountain landscape, shrouded in mist, where every breath feels like a meditation. Envision a quiet forest path, where the only sound is the rustling of leaves underfoot. This story will take you on a journey through these peaceful scenes, and by the end, you will see the world with new eyes. Hundreds of years ago, in the tranquil mountains of Japan, there lived a quiet Zen master, respected, calm, and deeply insightful. His days were spent in meditation and teaching, guiding those who sought his wisdom. His reputation for helping people see the truth beyond the surface had spread far and wide, drawing many to seek his guidance. People traveled from distant lands, braving the rugged terrain just to hear his teachings. They came with questions, burdens, and a desire for enlightenment. The Zen master welcomed each one with a serene smile, offering insights that often transformed their lives. One day, a university professor traveled a long distance to meet him. This professor was no ordinary man. He had published numerous books, lectured in packed halls, and earned great admiration in the academic world. People called him brilliant, wise, and even enlightened. But despite his numerous achievements, he felt something was missing. He sought answers beyond his vast knowledge. He delved into ancient texts, meditated for hours, and reflected deeply on his life's work. He spoke with monks, visited temples, and observed the simplicity of nature. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, he decided to embark on a journey to seek wisdom from a renowned Zen master. His journey took him through bustling cities and serene landscapes until he finally arrived at the temple of the Zen master. Standing at the temple gate, he felt a mix of anticipation and determination. This was the beginning of a new chapter in his quest for understanding. He had read about Zen philosophy, its simplicity, its depth, its mysterious power to transform lives, and he wanted to understand it for himself. Maybe, he thought, it would be the final piece of the puzzle, the answer he was looking for. He felt a deep yearning to explore this ancient wisdom. The teachings of Zen seemed to offer a path to inner peace and clarity. He imagined himself sitting in meditation, his mind calm and clear, free from the chaos of everyday life. The allure of Zen was irresistible, promising a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. When he arrived at the master's home, high in the hills, he was welcomed with a quiet bow. The master, dressed in traditional robes, offered him tea and motioned for him to sit. The atmosphere was serene, with the gentle sound of a nearby stream and the rustling of leaves in the wind. The interior of the house was simple yet elegant, with tatami mats and sliding doors that opened to a view of the lush countryside. The air was filled with the subtle fragrance of incense, adding to the tranquil ambiance. The professor, eager to impress, began to talk immediately. He launched into a detailed exposition. He explained all he had learned about Zen from books and articles. He quoted scholars extensively, referencing their works with precision. He compared it to Western philosophy, to logic, to reason. He spoke quickly, passionately, non-stop. He wanted to show his knowledge. He delved into the nuances of Zen teachings, contrasting them with Western thought. He dissected complex ideas, breaking them down into simpler concepts. His enthusiasm was palpable, his desire to impress evident. He wanted to leave no stone unturned, no idea unexplored. The Zen master said nothing. He simply smiled and began to pour the tea. The room was filled with silence. The gentle sound of tea flowing into the cup was the only noise. The master's movements were deliberate and graceful, embodying the essence of mindfulness. Each action was a lesson in itself, teaching the value of presence and tranquility. The master held the teapot over the professor's cup, his movements deliberate and calm. He began to pour gently, the tea flowing smoothly from the spout. The cup filled steadily, and soon reached the brim. But the master did not stop. The tea continued to rise and then began to spill over. First slowly, a few drops escaping the edge, then in a little stream, the liquid cascading down the sides of the cup, dripping onto the table and soaking the mat below. The professor watched in silence, his eyes widening with curiosity and confusion. The professor, visibly alarmed, suddenly shouted, "Stop! The cup is full. It can't hold anymore. It's overflowing." His voice echoed through the room, filled with a mix of frustration and disbelief. The man in traditional Japanese attire looked equally shocked, his eyes wide with surprise. The master stopped pouring, looked him in the eye and replied calmly, "Exactly. Like this cup, you are full of your own opinions, ideas and conclusions. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup? Only with an empty cup can you truly learn and understand, embrace the emptiness and let go of preconceived notions. Only then can true wisdom flow into your being." The professor sat in stunned silence. His mind raced, yet his body remained still. In that one quiet moment, a lifetime of assumptions collapsed. He began to see the world through a different lens, and a new understanding started to form. The weight of his previous knowledge seemed to lift, making space for fresh insights and perspectives. He had come expecting to add knowledge, to accumulate more understanding. But what he needed was to let go. To make space for new insights, he had to release his preconceptions and empty his mind. Only then could he truly grasp the wisdom that awaited him. In the stillness of the moment, he found clarity. Letting go was not about losing, but about gaining a deeper sense of awareness and peace. That simple image, the overflowing cup, contains a lesson so deep, so universal, that it has echoed across generations. The professor realized something profound about the nature of knowledge and humility. Just as the cup could hold no more tea, a mind that is full of its own ideas and preconceptions cannot absorb new wisdom. The overflowing cup teaches us the importance of emptying our minds, making space for new insights and perspectives. Only then can we truly learn and grow. He had been approaching learning with a full cup. He wasn't looking to be changed, he was looking to be confirmed. He wasn't curious, he was certain. But now, he began to see the value of an empty cup. The professor realized that true learning required humility and openness. He understood that to gain new knowledge, he had to let go of his preconceived notions. This shift in perspective was the beginning of his transformation. He started to embrace the idea that an empty cup could be filled with endless possibilities. Uncertainty is the enemy of growth. To truly learn, to grow, to transform, we must begin with humility. Embrace the unknown, and let humility guide your journey. In the stillness of a humble heart, wisdom finds its way. Like a blooming flower, we too can flourish when we open ourselves to new possibilities. Remember, the path to enlightenment is paved with the stones of humility and the willingness to learn. The empty cup isn't about forgetting everything. It's about loosening our grip, releasing the ego, embracing openness. When we empty our cup, we make room for new experiences, new knowledge, and new perspectives. It's a practice of humility and continuous learning. Just as a cup must be empty to be filled, our minds must be open to truly understand and grow. Stepping into a mindset that says, "I don't know everything," and that's okay. Embrace learning and growth with humility. A beginner's mindset allows us to see the world with fresh eyes, to approach each moment with curiosity and openness. It is in this state of openness that true wisdom can flourish. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and every step is an opportunity to learn and grow. Because wisdom isn't a trophy, it's a journey. This journey begins when we admit we don't have it all figured out and embrace learning. It's about the experiences we gather, the lessons we learn, and the growth we undergo. Wisdom is cultivated through curiosity, humility, and the willingness to explore the unknown. It's a path that winds through the landscapes of our lives, ever evolving and expanding. Think of all the great minds in history: Socrates, Confucius, Buddha, even Einstein. These individuals, revered for their intellect and insight, all shared a common understanding. They recognized that true wisdom comes from acknowledging the vastness of what we don't know. Socrates famously said, "I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing." Confucius taught that humility is the foundation of all virtues. Buddha emphasized the importance of emptying one's mind to achieve enlightenment. And Einstein, despite his groundbreaking discoveries, often spoke of the mystery and wonder of the universe. All of them, in their own ways, taught the same principle. The more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. This is true wisdom. Now let's take a moment to reflect. In the midst of our busy lives, though, it's essential to find time for stillness. Just as an empty cup can be filled, our minds need space to welcome new thoughts and insights. Embrace the tranquility around you, and let it guide you to inner peace. This story isn't just about a professor or a Zen master. It's about all of us. It's about our shared journey, the connections we make, and the lessons we learn together. It's about finding peace in the chaos, understanding in the confusion, and unity in diversity. It's a story that transcends time and place, reminding us that we are all part of something greater. It's a story about us. Ask yourself honestly, how often do you enter a conversation already certain you're right? Reflect on this deeply. Consider the times you've dismissed another's perspective without truly listening. How might your interactions change if you approached each dialogue with an open mind and a willingness to learn? Ponder these questions and let them guide your journey towards genuine understanding. How often do you listen, not to understand but to reply? How often do you assume you already know what someone's going to say? Take a moment to truly listen. When we listen with the intent to reply, we miss the essence of the conversation. We miss the opportunity to connect on a deeper level. Practice listening with an open mind and heart. Embrace the silence between words and let the speaker's message resonate within you. We've all done it. Held on too tightly in relationships, at work, on social media, even with ourselves. We grip our beliefs, our labels, our past experiences. We hold tightly to our identities, our fears, our memories. We cling to what we know, so tightly that nothing new can enter. Our minds are full, overflowing, cluttered. We leave no room for growth, for change, for new experiences. And that's why we stay stuck. Because change requires space, and a willingness to adapt. Often we cling to our old ways, afraid to let go of what we know. But true growth comes from embracing the unknown, and allowing ourselves to evolve. Only then can we move forward, and find new paths to explore. Wisdom needs room to breathe. Sometimes we must unlearn what we know to truly grow and understand. Just as a cup must be emptied before it can be filled with fresh tea, our minds must be cleared of preconceived notions and old knowledge. Only then can we make space for new insights and deeper understanding. Embrace the emptiness, for it is the beginning of wisdom. So here's the question: are you an empty cup or a full one? Think about it. An empty cup is open to new experiences, ready to be filled with knowledge and wisdom. A full cup, however, has no room for anything new. Reflect on this, and consider how you approach life. Are you open to being wrong? To listening deeply and learning from it? In the Zen tradition, the empty cup symbolizes a mind ready to receive new wisdom. It is through humility and openness that we grow and evolve. Embrace the possibility of being wrong, for it is the path to true understanding. To make space for a new perspective, we must first empty our minds of preconceived notions and judgments. The greatest breakthroughs in life, spiritual, emotional, personal, don't come from more information. They come from deeper awareness and understanding. By clearing the clutter of our thoughts, we allow room for new insights to emerge. This process of making space is essential for growth and transformation. It is in the stillness and emptiness that we find clarity and wisdom. In Buddhism, there's a beautiful phrase, shoshin, which means beginner's mind. It's the idea that the best way to approach life is not as an expert but as a beginner, full of curiosity, humility, and wonder. Embrace the world with fresh eyes and an open heart. Shoshin encourages us to let go of preconceptions and judgments to see things as they truly are. It's about being open to new experiences and learning from every moment, no matter how small. By adopting a beginner's mind, we can find joy in the simple things and appreciate the beauty in the world around us. So today, be the empty cup. Let go of your assumptions and preconceived notions. Pour out your ego and pride. Allow something new to flow in. Embrace the unknown and the unexpected. In the emptiness, find the potential for growth and transformation. Be open to new experiences, new ideas, and new perspectives. Just like the empty cup, be ready to receive and be filled with wisdom and understanding. Because sometimes the greatest wisdom comes when you admit you don't have all the answers. It's in those moments of humility and openness that true growth begins. When you let go of the need to control everything, you create space for new possibilities to emerge. Embrace the unknown and let it guide you towards a path of discovery and enlightenment. Trust in the journey and allow life to unfold in its own beautiful way. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. Shunryu Suzuki. Embrace the beginner's mind. It is in this state of openness and curiosity that we find true growth and innovation. The beginner's mind is free from preconceptions and limitations, allowing us to see the world with fresh eyes. So, let go of what you think you know, and approach each moment with the wonder of a beginner. So, what will you empty today? Take a moment to reflect. Is it a cluttered mind, a heavy heart, or perhaps a busy schedule? Embrace the stillness and let go of what no longer serves you. Find peace in the emptiness and allow new possibilities to flow